What's up, everybody? Welcome back to No Faking Sports. I'm your host, David Kincaid. And today we're going to talk about the coaching debacle that was the Alamo Bowl. Yes, I said coaching debacle. First, before we do that, if you're new to the channel, welcome. At any moment during the channel, if you like what you hear, go ahead and hit the like button. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Go ahead and feel free to leave a comment whenever you feel it moves you to do so. Now, we're going to go ahead and get into the video. I don't want to waste a lot of y'all's time. Y'all know how I am. I like to get right into it. First, I want to start with the offense because I want to make sure that I end this video on a good note. I do not want to make it seem like I'm not behind the team because I am. Believe me, in my heart of hearts, I was born a Sooner. I will die sooner, regardless of who's coaching, regardless of who's playing. I will always be an Oklahoma Sooner because it's not just about the football team. It's about the university. It's about my family ties to the university and how I feel about our culture as a whole. But with that being said, I do have the right to be upset when, as a former player and a former coach, I see some stuff that don't make sense. So with the offense, I'm going to tell you right off the bat, do not continue to run the RPO offense. It is trash. It is garbage. When was the last time you seen a team win a national title running this mess? When was the last time you seen a team win a national title with an air raid offense? We have done this crap for far too long at the University of Oklahoma. And that is the reason why we haven't won a national title since 2000. Be done with it completely. Coach Venables, I knew when you came in as a defensive coach, you would not let your offensive coordinators pull this crap. Jeff Lebby did it, and we raved about how much offense he put up and how many points he put up and all this crap. When I told you guys before, all you need is 40 points a game, 10 points a quarter, and you can win a football game. We score 10 points a quarter, we win this football game. Coaching debacles. Let's start with, why did Jackson Arnold throw the ball 45 times? Why did your freshman quarterback, who's starting in his first game in a bowl game against a good Arizona team, did you have him throwing the football 45 times? Who in the hell stood in the offensive meeting and said, you know what, let's throw the ball 45 times? Let's not protect our quarterback. Let's not ease him into it and get him going. First series of the game, do you guys know that we ran the same play 3 times in a row? And on the third time, they intercepted the ball. So this was the play, okay? We got a wide receiver on each side. Drake Stoops was in the slot. We got a running back. Tight end was on the left side. We ran like some goes or some curls. They had option routes on the outside, but Drake Stoops was running an in-breaking route. First play of the game, ball was batted down. Second play of the game, completion to Drake Stoops. Third play of the game, same route. Drake Stoops ran the same route 3 times in a row. The safety was waiting on it. He came straight down. He intercepted the ball. Not one run play was ran. Not one run play was ran. Instead of us coming out, imposing our will, because you can say what you want to say about who was missing on the offensive line. God damn it, the offensive line played really well. I trust in Bill Beatonbow. I don't care who's out there. Are they going to make some mistakes? Yes, they're going to make some mistakes. But you know how you limit those mistakes? You call a play and let them fire off the football. RPO football, nobody's firing off the football because they know they can't go too far. They're going to get called for an ineligible receiver downfield. We got to be done with this. I don't care where Seth Latrell came from. I know he's an OU guy. I know Joe John Family's an OU guy. I don't give a damn what their coaching lineage and their coaching history is and where they've been. I don't care how much they're getting paid. They are men, just like I am a man. And I bet you if I would have coached the offense on that bowl game, we wouldn't have had this mess. Because Arizona wouldn't have seen the ball enough to score the points that they scored. The points that they scored was because they had so many opportunities because we turned the football over. This is not on Jackson Arnold. This has nothing to do with the 2 fumbles. Because we got stops after those plays. Yes, some of them led to touchdowns. Because the defense is tired of going off the field and watching y'all give the ball right back. As an offensive coordinator, I would have protected Jackson. We would have ran the ball downhill. I would have gotten some play action fake, and I would have got him some easy looks. He don't even need easy looks. But if you get him easy looks, his confidence grows more and more. And my hat's off to Jackson Arnold. Because after every interception, he came back and he was firing the football. Because that's what the offense called for. Another thing about this offense that is so freaking stupid, it's ridiculous. Go back and watch the game. I pay attention to every detail. I don't know if you guys were paying attention, but we did the same RPO fake on every play. After doing that 20 times, they don't believe you're going to hand the ball off. The defensive coordinator already told him, hey, we're going to give them this look and they're going to throw the ball. They have a freshman quarterback. We want them to throw the ball. We're going to make him beat us. Because just like when you throw the ball, there's more room for error. It can be short. It can be long. It can be off. He can make the wrong read. When you run the football, it's guys blocking and it's a running back finding the hole. There's less room for error. Now, I'm not saying let's turn in the Army and let's run the ball 100 times a game. But there are other ways to run an offense that doesn't involve your freshman quarterback throwing the ball 45 times a game. I do not want to turn into Washington State. When was the last time you saw Alabama throw the ball 45 times a game? With Jalen Milroe. They're in the playoffs. This is starting to become a recurring theme. It's the way we lost both our games during the regular season. And it was an ugly loss against Arizona. And it was all because of the offense and not because of the players not executing. Jackson Arnold threw interceptions. Yes, I got it. We fumbled the ball. I got it. But as coaches, you have to do a better job of preparing a football team for a football game. This lazy ass game plan of the RPO needs to go. It is lazy because you don't want to come up with a scheme and plays. When I coached offense and defense. I was the head coach. And I coached the offense and the defense. And yes, I had assistants, but I made sure that I took control because I knew what I wanted to happen. I wanted to run the ball physically, and I wanted to play great defense. We ran the ball out of every formation that we had. We threw the ball out of every formation that we had. This has got to change. I hope Brent Venables, as a defensive coach, takes a step back and he looks at what's going on and says, this can't be. This program, with the defense that we have and the pieces that we have on offense, we should win a national title either this year or next year coming up or the year after. We have a lot of returning guys coming back that are leaders on this football team. We have everything that we need. We have the running backs. We have an abundance of wide receivers and size on the outside. We have a generational quarterback. Our offensive line with the transfers and the guys that we have Bill Bedenbaugh, which is probably the greatest offensive line coach in the history of offensive lines. We will have a great defensive line. PJ is going to be in his second year. We got two studs on the interior defensive line that's going to be here from IMG. We have other defensive line players that are returning that are going to be great football players. Ethan Downs is coming back next year. Danny Stutzman is coming back next year. Jaron Cannick will be here next year. Kip Lewis, Kobe McKenzie. We got some great linebackers. Billy Bowman. Eli B in his first year. Peyton will be in his second year. Gentry Williams is coming back at corner. We have a lot of great pieces. And it's not the defense that's going to hold us back. It's going to be the offense that has decided to run an offense that lets the defense dictate what you do. That's not how football works. Football works by imposing your will, coming out, punching the other team in the mouth. You don't punch people in the mouth by throwing the football. That's a roundhouse kick. That's a finishing move. You come out and you throw jabs. You run the football, you run the football, you run the football. And then when you do your ride and your fake, they have come up. But we coming out and we doing the RPO action and we're faking every fucking pass play and we hadn't even run the ball yet. Who's supposed to fall for that fake? Do you know the purpose of a fake? How are we faking the run action and we haven't run the ball? It needs to be fixed. I wanted to get rid of Jeff Lebby for this particular reason. Everybody said it was too soon. Everybody said I was crazy. When I called before Lincoln Riley left, that season, midway through that season, I said I was done with Lincoln Riley. I saw what he had to offer. I wanted him gone. Because the air raid and the RPO is not going to win you a national title. As good as an offensive mind as Lincoln Riley is, he outcoaches himself. And that's the same thing Joe John Finley and the other coach did. I can't think of his Seth Luttrell. The same thing they did this game. They outcoached themselves because they tried to reinvent the wheel. You're not going to reinvent this game. You're not going to come up with some grand scheme that's going to be new that nobody's ever seen before and reinvent this game. You have to play the game the way it was intended to be played. And that's with force, that's with imposing your will. And you do that by running the football. I'm done with it. I'm sick of it. There needs to be some changes made. And if there are not changes made, forgive me because I'm about to say it. If there are not coaching changes made, then there need to be coaching changes made. Coach V, if you can't figure out the offensive side of the ball, I know you're a defensive coach, but you know what made Coach Saban so good? Because he figured out the offensive side of the ball. Coach Saban has always been a defensive coach, but when he got to Alabama, he entrusted in NFL offensive coordinators to move his program forward. You want to have the top recruiting class in the nation? Run an NFL style offense. And you will get defensive players. They already want to play for you. And you'll get the top notch offensive players. You want to know why we didn't get a lot of the 5-star receivers we didn't get? It's because they don't want to get lost in the shuffle of 5 wide receivers. They want to put up big numbers. And you know how you do that? 3 wide receivers, 4 wide receivers, sometimes 2 wide receivers. Look at Georgia and what Brock Bowers is doing. I know, guys. I know that was kind of long-winded on that part, but I had to get that rant out the way because it's been bothering me so much. This is how much I care. Moving on to the defense. Hats off to you guys. As a defense player, I know that it is very hard to keep going out on the field after your offense gives you nothing and you giving them the ball. You've gotten stop after stop after stop, and they just keep giving it away. I understand the frustrations. I saw the body language. And I'm all about body language. If you watch one of my previous videos, I talked about body language. And I can't fault you guys because I understand. It's hard to stay locked in when you're doing your job and you go off the field and you can't trust the people that are coming on the field. These players see what's going on. We have gotten 3 very good recruiting classes under Brent Venables. We're looking pretty good for a 4th. If you don't change this offense, we will not get a 5th. We will slide into obscurity. We will become Texas A&M. We will become Auburn. We will become a middle tier team in the SEC. If you go into the SEC trying to run an RPO and a spread offense, that's what Texas A&M does. You will not beat Alabama. You will not beat Georgia. You will not beat LSU. Missouri won their ball game against Ohio State. How did they do it? They ran the football. And then they took shots with their big play receivers. They won an ugly game, but they kept the ball out of Ohio State's hand. Yes, Ohio State was playing with their 3rd-string quarterback. I understand this. But he's still a football player. They still have a good offense. They still have an amazing defense. And Missouri won the ball game because they came in with a good game plan. They game planned for the team that they were playing against. They didn't come in and say, we're just gonna RPO. They didn't take the lazy route. Stutzman played very well. Kip Lewis played very well. Isaiah Cole had an amazing game. Everybody did their job. And they limited Arizona to a lot of field goals until it just became too much. Hats off to Arizona. They took advantage of it. They didn't do anything phenomenal. They didn't rush for 150 yards. Wide receiver, yeah, he got off a little bit. He's 6'5", 6'6", runs very good routes. But not like he had 3, 4 touchdowns. He played very well. None of their running backs got over 50 yards rushing. We limited them all night. But when you constantly give the football up and you constantly go 3 and out and you never take any time off the clock, the defense gets tired and they get tired of being tired. That's all I got for y'all today, man. Hope you enjoyed the video. I pour my heart into these videos. I'm not coming out here. I'm not reading a script. I'm giving it to you raw. I'm giving you my feelings. I'm giving it to you from the perspective of a guy that coached football, played corner and played wide receiver, played running back. I even played some quarterback. I know this game in and out. And I know what my eyes are telling me. I'm not going off of what everybody else is talking about. Because a lot of these guys that you probably see, and I don't want to make it feel like I'm taking a jab at them, but it's just what it is. They're good at covering recruiting. I have not dove into the recruiting. I work a regular job. I know about the recruiting, but I'm not going to come on here and fake a video for you guys. Okay? I'm going to give it to you real. I'm going to put some time aside so I can do that, but some of these guys that are doing the recruiting videos, and they're good at it. They can dedicate the time to it. But when it comes to the X's and O's of football and what happened in the game, they have no idea what they're talking about. Anybody that came on here and said, we lost the game because of Jaleel Farouk's 2 fumbles, they have no idea what they're talking about. They never played this sport. If they came on here and said the offensive line played terrible and it was their fault, they have no idea what they're talking about. They never played this sport. If they came out and said anything about the defense that was not good job or hats off to them, they have no idea what the hell they're talking about because they did not play this game. Drop down in the comments. Tell me what you think. Did you see what I saw? Do you need to go back and watch the game? Because if I promise you, if you go back and watch the game, you will see every pass play we faked a run. And the first 2 interceptions that Jackson Arnold threw, that's why they were intercepted. Because we did the little run fake and he was late on the throw. The throw was there. He was just late on it. Football's a game of inches. If you get rid of that RPO action, you just let him do a regular drop back, and he can fire off and throw that ball, we might get those in there. Once again, welcome to No Faking Sports. I'm your host, David K. And until next time, peace.